Hi, this is Jill. Welcome to the Life After podcast, where we talk about moving from surviving to thriving. This podcast is for anyone who wants to learn, grow, to get tips and tricks about how to inspire you to become the person you want to be, and get clarity about exactly what you want in life. This is also the place to be if you want to be lifted up and encouraged to go out and do great work in the world. What has happened in your past does not have to define who you are today or who you become in the future. And in fact, what has happened to you in the past should, can, and will shape who you want to be. This podcast is also about bringing people together. It's about connecting all of you, helping you identify where you are in your process. What do you need to feel more engaged and alive in your life? More connected to the people in your circle? This is a community of those who are looking to improve our world in the way that is most meaningful to them. Why is this important? Because how we show up really matters. Bringing more service, kindness, and love into the world is critical right now. I've got a few quotes for you this episode. Unfortunately, I don't know where several of our quotes come from. If you happen to know, please let me know so I can give proper credit. The first is, your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will change in a positive manner. Next, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. The third, strength doesn't come from what you can do. Strength comes from overcoming the things you thought you couldn't do. And finally, you become what you think about most of the time. So think about what you want to accomplish, by Earl Nightingale. In this episode, we are going to talk about resilience. This is a really interesting topic because whether you refer to it as resilience or mental toughness or grit, there is a depth and breadth of information out there. Like mindset, it is really popular right now, and how people talk about resilience is multilayered and diverse. We'll do a quick introduction to resilience, and then we'll focus on how to build your resilience and how to maintain high levels of resilience when you need to. I also want to mention that last week I started a Facebook Live series on strategies for dealing with narcissists. So much of my personal experience around building my own resilience comes from managing long-term relationships with narcissists. So, if you want a whole bunch of tips outside of this episode, then keep an eye out for the Facebook Lives as they get released over the next couple of months. I will also be uploading those to YouTube in case it's easier to catch them that way. Just look for Locate Coaching on YouTube to find my channel. What does resilience do for you? Resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. From the American Psychological Association, it is the process and outcome of successfully adapting to difficult or challenging life experiences, especially through mental, emotional, and behavior flexibility and adjustment to external and internal demands. Grit is passion and perseverance for long-term and meaningful goals. It is the ability to persist in something you feel passionate about and persevere when you face obstacles. Mental toughness is the ability to resist, manage, and overcome doubts, worries, concerns, and circumstances that prevent you from succeeding or excelling at a task or towards an objective or a performance outcome that you set out to achieve. All of these definitions are slightly different. However, for our purposes, I will use them somewhat interchangeably throughout the episode. The combination of these characteristics are what move us through obstacles on the way to reaching our goals and dreams. And I just really want to take a moment and add that so often we believe that because of what we've experienced, the challenges, difficulties, the trauma, that those circumstances or situations make us weak, that those experiences lessen us somehow, when in fact the opposite is true. The more you have been through in life, those experiences that you think are going to break you are in fact the ones that build your resilience make you stronger, and often more compassionate. The key is to bend, not break. So, while it might not always feel like you have the skills of resilience or grit, know that you do, and use that knowledge to give yourself space and grace, take the opportunity to focus, and intentionally tap into your grit the next time you need it. How do you build resilience? First, you want to prepare. You can't prepare for the challenge when you're in it. You prepare when the pressure is off. When things are good, we often make the mistake to take it easy. Instead, consider focusing on growing when things are going well. Decide how you want to react to challenges and what skills you want to utilize when you need them most, not when you're smack dab in the middle of the fight. Set your intentions and boundaries when you're satisfied with the way things are in your life. Don't wait for things to get bad to start focusing on increasing your skills. And what happens when it feels like there's nothing but struggle and challenge, so there's no way to prepare, or for those things in life that happen that you simply can't prepare for? Then use these stress management tips to help access the resilience you already have and give you that needed shift in your mindset. Remember, it's not a matter of not having challenges or struggles in your life. None of us gets away that easily. It's a matter of either using your mental toughness to work through that specific struggle more smoothly or move yourself closer to your goals and dreams when dealing with obstacles. First, tapping into your resilience or grit means tapping into possibility thinking. Remember how we practiced that anchors exercise in a recent episode? You can always use anchors to reconnect with the vision or idea of what you want, what you're striving towards. Keeping that clarity of your goals at the forefront will always allow you to maintain a higher level of resilience for when you hit inevitable roadblocks. Second, we so often come back to the concept of what you tell your brain believes. It's one of my favorites. This is because the messages you give yourself when there are challenges will significantly impact how you rely on your resilience or grit. This is especially important when you think you don't have enough or any grit to get you through what you're facing. Consider using the resilience you already possess while using this challenge, whatever it is, to also build on your resilience level. You are absolutely already equipped to handle the challenge. The internal messages you tell yourself, as well as what you express to others, is going to significantly steer your outcomes, and often will make the challenge last longer or feel worse if your perception leans towards the more negative or the pessimistic. Always be mindful of what you tell your brain, because it believes it wholeheartedly. A good way to give your brain those positive messages is to try the I can do it exercise. A couple of years ago, I gave a talk to the dance team. They were working on a dance routine that had a headstand in it, and several of the members were having some trouble getting or keeping the headstand. Now, it's harder than you think once you add in timing and music and the pressure of performing. We talked about the power of your internal and external messages, and so we decided that right then and there, everyone would practice their headstands, except they were only allowed to say out loud to both their teammates and themselves, I can do it. I can do this headstand. Note that when we say something out loud, even just if it's to ourselves, it often carries more meaning. So there was no negative talk allowed during this exercise. No, I can't do it. This is hard. It's impossible. And during the exercise, sure enough, several of them saw instantaneous improvement. I know this seems silly. However, never underestimate the power of your inner dialogue and how it can shift quickly and easily by focusing on what you can do. And when questioning whether you've got the toughness or grit to keep going, find evidence of past successes to bolster you through the challenge. I invite you to try it and see how changing those messages changes your life as well as helps you alleviate the stress of any challenge you face. You can do it. How do you maintain your resilience so it's available when you need it? Self-care is absolutely imperative when you need to use that resilience skill you've already built. I've been thinking about this a lot because the last couple of months have been fairly challenging for me for a variety of reasons. When it's the case that you're experiencing challenges, part of building resilience is practicing resilience. One part of practicing means taking care of yourself. It is crucial. For me, self-care means getting the right exercise, spending more time with friends and family, especially when I think I want to be alone, getting the best sleep I can, which we'll talk about more in just a minute, and giving myself lots of grace and space for dealing with grief. What does self-care mean to you? What are some of the best ways that you care for yourself when you need it most? Sleep is one of the most important forms of self-care. It is crucial to get sufficient sleep, and coming from someone that doesn't sleep well, I know how hard it can be to do this. First, do all the things the experts suggest. That, of course, are boring and not so fun. Don't use screens right before bed. This means phones, TVs, tablets, etc. I think the recommendation is for like an hour before bed. However, realistically, if you can even manage it for 15 minutes, that's better than nothing. Second, keep a routine. As much as possible, go to sleep and wake up at the same time every night and every morning, even on the weekends. Third, here's my tip. If you wake up in the middle of the night and your mind is racing, find your own version of this exercise I discovered when going through my divorce many years ago. The focus is on letting your brain relax, not hyper-focusing on an issue you might be experiencing, and breathing. Find a statement that works for you. For me, it was, life is good, because no matter how hard the divorce got, the kids and I were still good. Not great, not perfect, but good. If you try too hard to be overly optimistic, you risk that your brain will try to find all the ways possible at 3 a.m. to convince you it's right, and then the spinning won't stop. So once you find the statement that resonates with you, take 2 to 4 long breaths. On the inhale, say in your head the first part of your statement, life is. And on the exhale, say the second part of your statement, good. The combination of the breathing with a statement that you can use as a mantra will help keep your brain more relaxed and get you back to sleep in no time. Please know that even things that are good in our lives can require the use of our resilience or grit. For example, for all you grads heading to the next stage in your life, you'll need resilience to get through this transition successfully. Finally, when you have something that really matters to you, use your grit to keep coming back to it and trying again and again until you get where you want to be, constantly failing forward through the learning curve process. If you can't stop thinking about it, you've got to go after it. One of my oldest and dearest friends posted this on Facebook a few years ago. I appreciate her doing so because it really provides an amazing image for how we can help others build resilience in a kind and caring way. I sincerely apologize to the source of this. I tried to go back and find where this was created, and I wasn't able to. If you can help me identify who to attribute it to, I would really appreciate it. So here's the post that she provided. Circles are great if you're on the inside. They can be fun if you're in one. But circles can be awfully cruel if you're left on the outskirts, looking for a way to get inside. They can be exclusive, excluding, exhausting, cliquish, childish, and they are far, far too common. Stop building circles and build a U. Leave room for everyone. Make a way so anyone, Any you can walk up and feel like they have a place to stand. Leave room for good people who look different than you, who run in different crowds than you, who like different things than you, who come from different places than you. Differences were never meant to divide us. They were made to build us and to teach us, to fill in the gaps where our own gifts give way and come up short. Of course, have your few trusted friends, your people. Keep them close. Spend time with them. Share your secrets with them. Work on building and maintaining and safeguarding those sacred relationships. You can't be best friends with everyone, but you can notice everyone. You can make room for everyone. You can be kind and generous and thoughtful and sympathetic to everyone. You can smile, make eye contact. You can probably even offer a simple hello to everyone. When you're at a kid's soccer game or a school function or absolutely any public setting, lift up your unsuspecting head and look for the lonely. Chat with the new. Invite the introverts who will never invite themselves. Make room for more. If you've ever felt that excruciating feeling of walking into a new place, of being surrounded with new faces, of being excluded, don't let those experiences go to waste. Turn it around and use them for something good. And then use it to reach out and invite, or lend a hand, or give some kind of nice gesture. Be the kind of person you wish someone had been to you. When thinking about resilience or grit or mental toughness, making a U instead of reinforcing a circle is vital. Use build community. And in those stronger communities, use allow for us to help each other persevere through the challenges and reach meaningful goals on a much bigger scale. Whenever you can, make a U. Please reach out to me if you would like some additional support, would like me to come speak to your organization, would like to have your school book me to speak to students, would like to be a guest on the show, or have any feedback you'd like to share. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode on resilience. Remember, there are ways to build your resilience as well as ways to practice. And we talked about several tips to do both. Building your grit and practicing mental toughness will absolutely allow you to experience less downtime due to challenges, as well as achieve more success in your life. I appreciate you sharing these episodes. This podcast is a powerful resource for anyone that is looking to make changes in their lives. So please, please, please help me grow by sharing, liking, and subscribing. There will be new episodes on the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. I promise that every episode I'm going to show up and help support you in your individual journey. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.